Man, I woke up this morning with you on my heart. I was just like, man, God, during my prayer time, like, God, please, please, please help me as their shepherd, get them ready for 2026. Now, y'all know I'm from the D, right? So, when you're from Detroit, the 2026 comes out in 2025, right? The 2026 comes out late October 2025, right? And so I'm like, God, I can't wait. I can't wait to January. I got to talk to him now. So, Father, as we get ready for this challenge, I'm like, Lord God, what do they need to hear? You know what I'm saying? Like, what part of my life, what part of my journey, Lord, that you blessed me to conquer, do they need to hear? And God was like, E, you got to tell them. You got to tell them how you went from, 99% to that 1%er, And I'm going to be honest, y'all. I went from that 99% to the 1%. It was tough, man. It was a challenge. What's crazy? It was like, I just thought like the behavior, if I change my behavior, if I do what they doing. And I realized, as I got into it, like, it's not about behavior. It's not about what they doing and what they not doing. It's about who they are. It's about how they think. You know what I'm saying? It's about their perspective. I'm being real. This is crazy, y'all. Like I used to be with them, right? Private jets. Like I'm on a private jet with the 1%ers and still, 99% it out, right? I'm talking about I'm at the basketball game, the playoffs, the finals. Like I'm behind the players. Like I'm at halftime in the back, in the VIP section, just with the owner of the team, like just with the billionaires. Like I'm in the room with billionaires. I'm with the 1%ers and I'm still 99%. And I'm like, God, why can't I? And God was like, son, it's not a behavior. It's not what you do. It's how you think. I'm going to share with y'all, how I changed my mindset, how I shifted the way I thought. You know what I'm saying? And here go the crazy part about it. I'm going to share with y'all some of the people who I watched become 1%ers, who nobody ever would have thought would have been a 1%er. Like my boy, Neo. I met Neo when he was 16 years old. 16 years old. Neo was picking me up from the airport, carrying my bags around to now being a 1%er. I'm going to share with y'all my boy, Roy, right? When you look at Roy, I promise y'all, Roy is like a lamb, y'all, but I promise you, when it's business time, that man is a lion, right? And so I'm going to share the 1%ers that I know with you. I'm going to share some billionaires with you, right? Okay, all right, my girl, Jenna. I promise y'all, when y'all look at Jenna seems so laid back. Jenna seems so cool, but I promise y'all, when it comes to business, she a beast, 1%er. I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited. November 1st, I'm excited. 21 days, I'm excited. Lions look like they winning. They look like they winning. When you look at the lion, look at the lion. Look at that little small 55-pound dog. But guess what? They got a 50%, a 90% chance of winning. And I'm going to tell you, the first thing that they got to their advantage is called competitive stamina. And what it means is we don't chase our prey. We outlast them. So one dog goes up front, the rest of the dogs go on the side, one go on the back, and they 10 minutes. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, 20 minutes. Okay, good. You still going? Okay, 40 minutes. Okay, an hour. And they, boom, and they jump on top. Listen to me. I need y'all to do me a favor. I don't need y'all to be great. I need y'all to be great all season. For the New York Times bestseller, right? Just being honest with you, right? PhD, we were probably doing about $50,000 per presentation. After we did the New York Times bestseller, we went up to maybe $100,000 to $150,000. Listen to me, from taking action from one book. And watch this. This is going to blow your mind. Do you know when I wrote this book, I actually wrote this book during COVID. Why? Because during COVID, instead of crying, instead of making excuses, right? Instead of being lazy and sleeping, I said, I have an opportunity of a lifetime. During COVID, I literally wrote this book. And then right after COVID, the book took off and my whole career took off. Is anybody ready to take advantage of an opportunity of a lifetime and a lifetime of the opportunity? Be careful who's in your ear, even when you in your ear in the name of God. Be careful. Just because it's your voice in your ear does not mean it belongs there. Just because it's your voice, if your voice is telling you to kill yourself, that is a demonic voice and you are against God. If your voice is telling you you got a low self-esteem, if your voice is saying you don't deserve, if your voice is saying, that voice is still a demonic voice. I don't care if it's coming from you. That don't make it right because it's coming from you. And we will judge others when the voice is wrong, but we think it's okay when we talk to ourselves in a way that's demonic.
The Bible said, judge yourself before you judge others. Why? Because you will let yourself get away with stuff that you won't let nobody else get away with. And God is saying, whatever voice it is, if it's not my voice, it's an inappropriate voice.
The second one, I put that down, the F, friends. So the second one is, it's gonna be tough to make good decisions and be with people who making bad decisions. I've got a friend who at 40 years old, he's probably got 4% body fat. He played high school football, he played college football, was supposed to go to the pros. He should have been in the NFL, but when he got to college, he started hanging with guys who like to smoke, drink, and fight. And they got in fights every single year. Freshman, he got into a fight. Sophomore, he got in a fight. Junior year, he got into a fight, and the fight was so bad that they stopped the dude and they killed. And he was on the front page of the newspaper and on ESPN. And when he would go to the NFL for practice, the NFL teams would say, oh, you got what on your record? Oh, no, we can't. We can't. So I don't care how many good decisions you make. If you're hanging with people who are not making good decisions, a negative plus a positive equal a negative. I want to make sure you understand that. You go to math class. Next time you go to math, pay attention. A positive plus a positive times a negative, it's a negative. So the second thing you need to do is you need to select the people in your circle of influence who are going to help you make your dreams become a reality. Let me just be honest with you. I ain't trying to dog nobody out. But if your friends are putting you in a position where you drinking and you smoking and you high, they're not your real friends. I'm not suggesting that you stop hanging with them. My boy Anthony Flynn, my guy, my business partner. Anthony Flynn said, if you want to make it to the New York Times, you got to hire Rory. So I had a friend who connected me with a friend to help me make my dreams become a reality. If you have people in your circle, I don't care what they call themselves, friend. They're not a friend, they are a foe. If the person is not helping you to elevate, but what they're doing is destroying you, you can label it friend, you can call it whatever you want to call it, but they're destroying you, and you are a fool to let somebody destroy you in your dreams. And let me tell you why. I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, but at some point, I don't care what we all believe in this room. This is what we all have in common. We all believe we're going to die. You're going to die. Everybody in this room, amen. I don't care if you're working out every day, you're not going to make it to 250 working out. It's not about to happen. I don't care what kind of drink you on. You got your little green juice you drink, you can drink it till you're blue in the face. You're not going to make it to 200. I'm just being honest. You're not going to make it to 200. And if you make it to 100, you probably won't have your youth. So because you don't live long, you don't have time not to make your dreams and goals become reality. Every single day, because you don't know how long you have, every single day should be about what can I do? What can I have? What can I be? And you got to hang out with other people who are on the same trajectory you're on. I'm just being real, y'all. I'm from Detroit, right? Detroit we won one playoff game since 1957. 1957. I just want to show y'all something. The second one is friends. Say friends or foe. Come on, friends or foe. It's nothing in the middle. Like there's no middle thing. They're either a friend and they're elevating you, or they're a foe, they tearing you down. There's no middle ground. So I'm a Lion fan, right? And so, years ago, everybody would just, Stafford is the worst quarterback. Stafford getting hit. Stafford bringing us down fourth quarter, 2 seconds left. He tried to throw a touchdown, hit, throwing a touchdown. They're like, Stafford is whack. We can't stand Stafford. Just get rid of him. And if we get rid of him, we're going to win some games. Stafford left the Lions. He went to the Rams, an organization that want to win, an organization that pay people to win, an organization that has won before. They brought in the best of the best. And in 1 year, he left the Lions and he won the Super Bowl. 1 year. 1 year, he left a losing franchise, went to a winning franchise and won a Super Bowl. Now he got all kind of AT&T commercial. He got pizza. He got Ford F-150 trade. He never had that when he was with the Lions. Why? Because when you're hanging with losers, you lose. But when you're hanging with winners, you win. And there is no middle ground. There's no middle ground. Now, we got to be honest. You may like hanging with people who bring you down. That's okay. Keep hanging with them. I'm not suggesting you stop. But don't lie to yourself and say that a foe is a friend. Call it what it is. My man don't mean me no good. We doing dumb stuff that could put us in jail, stuff that could... So let me just put it like this to you. Go do your homework when you get a chance. Alcohol is going to tear your brain. It's going to destroy your brain. Marijuana, you call it whatever you want to call it. It's studies show it will make you lose brain cells. Now, some of you in this room, you ain't got enough to be losing. Okay, you want to be smart about this. Okay, you ain't got a whole bunch of them to be losing. I'm just being real. I was one of them, right? High school dropout, GED. I'm not playing. I'm not here to play. I'm here to save somebody's life. I'm not here to be liked. There are those of you who you're not already, your IQ ain't that high already. Don't do stuff to destroy it. Just being honest. Put yourself in a winning situation. Does that make sense? Put yourself in a winning situation. Right? Now, some of you, maybe you got enough brain cells to lose something, just that sweet. But a lot of us in this room, we don't have that. So what we want to do is we don't want to do stuff that's going to destroy us and bring us down. We want to do the stuff that elevates us. Does that make sense? Now, we're not better than other people who do it, but this is what I tell people all the time. I went from a high school dropout, GED, to a PhD. I'm not better than nobody. I am more prepared than some people. I made different decisions than some people. It doesn't mean my character is better. It don't mean I'm going to be in heaven. That's not what it means. But it means I made some decisions that make life easier for me. And let me tell you something. I'm a high school dropout. I hate school. Getting a PhD has opened up doors for me that weren't open when I was a high school dropout. It was just a decision that I made. Does that make sense? When you say you got a PhD, it's just certain things you don't have to say. I don't have to negotiate no more. When I was like high school dropout, I had to negotiate. When I had a 4-year degree, I had to negotiate. When you get a PhD, you have to negotiate. When you're a New York Times bestseller, you don't negotiate. You say, this is what my price is. They either take it or they leave it. I'm not negotiating. The university didn't negotiate how much I had to pay for my PhD. There was no negotiating. We didn't negotiate it. It's like, this is how much it cost. The dissertation, there was no negotiating with the dissertation. There was no negotiating. So I didn't get to negotiate. So now I've earned the right to charge you what I'm charging. You either pay it or you don't. You don't add stuff. When you make good decisions, you make other people make good decisions when they deal with you. When you make bad decisions, people can make bad decisions on you. Does that make sense? Okay. So this, let me be honest. This is what I mean. You go to jail, you made some bad decisions. If they decide they don't want to feed you, they don't have to feed you and can't let nobody do about it. If they decide they want to put you in isolation, they can put you in isolation and your mama can't do nothing about it. You made a decision that was a bad decision, and now other people get to treat you badly because you treat yourself bad. I'm just being real with you. That's what happens. I need you to be clear. When you don't take care of yourself, you teach other people how or not to take care of you. So when you take care of yourself and you make good decisions, you surround yourself with people now who see you are a good decision maker and they treat you differently. And let me tell you what happens 90% of the time when I walk away and they say, no, this is how it's gonna be, and I walk away, I usually get a call 24 hours later. Mr. Thomas, about the picture taking, it's just, we've thought it through and it's not necessary. You just speak. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? All right, so number 2, we're gonna choose our friends wisely. We're gonna do what? Now listen to me, I'm gonna say a name. Raise your hand if you ever heard of it before. Usain Bolt. You ever heard that name before? Good. What team does he run for? Jamaica. Let me say this to you guys, and I mean this with all my heart. I'm a 70s kid. I grew up in the 80s watching FloJo, Carl Lewis, Michael Johnson. Can I be honest with y'all? You couldn't beat the U.S. Olympic team. You couldn't beat us. This guy named Usain Bolt came out of nowhere. He started beating our best players. He beat our best runners, y'all. He was winning the gold. He was so sweet. He would beat them and be looking at him while he was running. He like, nah. They couldn't do nothing. But guess what? There were some other people in Jamaica. Be careful who you hang with. There were some other people in Jamaica, some men who started training with Usain Bolt. And then all of a sudden, Usain Bolt beat us. Then all of a sudden, the 4x4 relay, now they beating us. And then I guess the women found out what they were doing, and the women start practicing with him. And in the last Olympics, the women's team won gold, silver, and bronze. Our best runner, they blew her out the water. Why? Because they all started training with him. Be careful who you train with. You train with a gold medalist, you become a gold medalist. You train with silver, you become silver. You train with bronze, you become bronze. You start training with people who do not qualify, you no longer qualify.